We have a situation. So a viewer of ours just sent us an email, a series of emails to be precise, saying that my $37,000 PenFed loan application has been pending for ever. I passed the pre-qualification phase. Why are they holding my money? My FICO is 712. So in today's conversation, we are going to dissect this problem and we are going to provide solutions to our beloved viewers. So if you are interested in this conversation, whether as you want to comment or you want to know more, please stick around till the end of today's conversation. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, we have a situation. So a viewer of ours actually has said that my $37,000 PenFed loan application has been pending forever. And I passed the pre-qualification phase. Everything was fine. Why are they holding the funds? My FICO is 712, which is really good. Okay. So what's really going on here? Dear viewers, I want to summarize the case for you. I mean, this is just a synopsis and I want you to really pitch in. Please feel free to comment below. And if you have any thoughts or you want to provide advice to our beloved viewer. So his name is Chad. So Chad, you are 61 years old. Of course, you are a male and you live in Rochester, New York. I want to give a big shout out to my Rochester folks. I mean, we have viewers in New York. We love y'all. Please continue to support us. We appreciate it. So Chad B is 61 years old. He lives in Rochester. He is married with 5 adult children. And he has been a PenFed member since 1988. Okay, so we are speaking about more than 3 decades here. So Chad, that's fantastic. Really great. You are a systems engineer at IBM. And you are making good money. You are really making good money. God bless you. You are earning $115,000 a year. This is really good. And the cool thing is that you have 1 PenFed credit card. You have 1 NFCU credit card, and you don't have any bank account elsewhere. So I guess the result is here. I mean, the result. What we assume here is that you only bank with PenFed and Navy Fed. So you have been doing so for the last 30 years or so. Okay. So dear viewers, here is the summary. So basically, Chad is saying that, he actually got pre-qualified for a $37,000 PenFed loan. He actually filed the application. He filed everything. But the application has been pending forever. So what gives? What's the problem here? What's really happening? So we are going to, again, make sure that we dissect everything so we can provide, in the end, a good set of solutions for Chad. First things first, Chad, the thing I want to ask you is, did you contact PenFed? Because there is a procedure, there is protocol that you need to follow. So if actually, because when we were exchanging emails with you, you did not clarify for us whether or not you contacted PenFed at all. Okay, because if your loan application has been pending for forever, what is forever anyway? I mean, is it 45 days, 60 days, 30 days, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? So did you contact PenFed at the branch or over the phone? And if yes, what did PenFed say? I mean, I assume that you reached out to them, but did you do it at the branch? Because there is a difference between picking up the phone and just talking to someone, through the 1-800 number, and going to a physical branch and sitting down and asking to speak to a rep or asking to speak to a manager. All right. So if you did, and I assume you did contact them, what did PenFed specifically say? Because again, PenFed is a great institution. They have procedures. Okay. They have things they have to follow. So if they have kept your loan application for forever, then they have to let you know. Another question I want to ask you is, what is your overall relationship with PenFed? Do you have accounts in good standing? Because, this has to be, you're making good money, but you haven't told us other parts of your financial situation. Maybe you're making good cash, but your liabilities section is not really that great. Okay, so do you have accounts in good standing with PenFed? And is your wife also a member of PenFed? This is important. And another thing I want to ask you is that, is she working? Is your wife working? The reason why I'm asking is because I'm trying to picture your financial situation. I'm trying to picture whether or not $115,000 a year, that's the only source of income, or whether you have two sources of income. Okay, so those are things I really want to clarify. Please feel free to answer us in the comment section, because we want all viewers to really know what's really happening here also. Or you can just email us if you don't want your private data to be divulged. We respect your privacy, not a problem, but please, we would love to know more about this case in an attempt to help you. Chad, you got to be careful. You got to be really careful here, because one thing that's important for us, you just said, well, my PenFed loan application has been pending for forever. That's really good. But the question is, what is your FICO score? 712. Okay. What is your CUR? What is your credit utilization ratio? Because again, it's important just to show one part of the equation, one part of your balance sheet, your assets, your income. But we want to dig a little deeper into the liability side, your obligations, your debts, your loans, your credit card balances. So what is your credit utilization ratio? Talk to me about that. This is really important. Okay. What is your DTI? What is your debt to income ratio? Do you have outstanding debts? If yes, how much? How much is currently outstanding? This is really important. What I'm trying to really understand here is your overall financial situation. See, the thing is, a lot of people, when, they just contact us and they talk about, well, PenFed has had my loan application pending for the last 3 months, the last 2 months, but there is always I think there is a cause for everything. See, in credit, or in general, in this life, you have something called logic. You have action, reaction. So if your loan application has been pending, there has to be a reason why. So this is why we are interested to learn more about your overall financial situation, your net worth. And when we speak about net worth, we are speaking about your liabilities and also your assets. Maybe you are making good money, but our assumption is that you also have a high level of debts. Okay, because if PenFed is holding your cash, if not the cash, but if they're holding if they have not gotten back to you for some time, there has to be a couple of reasons, and I'll go into the reasons later on. But it's really important that you actually clarify your financial situation. One thing I also want to say here is that your wife plays an important role, because you've told us that you actually filed joint tax returns, which means you probably have joint bank accounts, which means that she must be also an NFCU member and a PenFed member. So the thing is that you both, as a couple, should actually have a clear picture, a positive relationship with PenFed. Because if one spouse is having a great relationship, but another is not having that great of a relationship, this could impact your overall situation here. Okay, very, very important. Solution idea number 1. Chad, what you want to do here is that you really want to make sure that your credit reports are not frozen. See, the thing is that some people, you haven't told us whether you froze your credit reports, but if you froze them, you want to unfreeze them. Very important. And please unfreeze all 3 credit reports, because people think, well, TransUnion, Experian, or Equifax, then we have, PenFed checks Experian. Okay. So the thing is, what you want to do here is that you want to make sure that they actually have access to all the 3 credit reports. You don't know which one they will check. Okay, so this is really important. So what you want to do is that freezing your credit reports to protect yourself from identity fraud is a smart move. However, many people forget to thaw the credit reports before applying for a new loan or a credit card. So if your credit reports are frozen, identity thieves will not be able to take out new lines of credit or loans under your name, but you also will not be able to take out new lines of credit or loans or credit cards for that matter. So please, chat, I want you right now after this show, I want you to make sure that your credit reports are not frozen, and you want to contact Experian, you want to contact Equifax, you want to contact TransUnion personally, and make sure that if there is any freeze, you actually, thaw the credit reports. And also remember, make sure that PenFed can actually verify your personal information. So when PenFed or other banks conduct credit inquiries prior to approving your loans, they're not just looking for, they're not looking at whether you pay your credit cards or bills on time. They are also checking to see whether or not the personal information you included on your application matches the personal information on your credit card report or your loan application. So this is really important, Chad. So let's say you said that you live in Rochester, New York, but have you moved recently? Have you has anything actually changed in your financial life, in your personal life, geography-wise? Okay, for example, if you have moved recently, your credit reports might not yet reflect your new address, and that might cause a delay in your loan being approved, in your PenFed loan being approved, or your credit card application being approved for that matter. Okay, so those are really important things. So please thaw your credit reports. In other words, unfreeze them, and make sure that your personal information can be verified. Solution idea number 2. Chad, have there been any mistakes on your application? Because this could be a problem too. The thing is that, did you fill the application properly? And have you actually filled the application online, or did you do it at the branch? Okay, because some people accidentally, believe it or not, they make a mistake while filling out their application forms, their loan application or credit card application forms. So for example, if you mistyped your address or phone number, PenFed may notice that your personal information does not match the information on your credit report, and they will contact you for additional verifications. So this is important. Now, the thing is, you said that you reached out to PenFed, but what was their answer? Because like I said, if you make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect, okay? And if you have a typo or whatnot, that's fine, but they will catch it anyway, because PenFed has a very rigorous and very effective underwriting process, and they will check to make sure that there is a strong parallel between the info you put on the application form and the info residing in your credit reports. If there is a mismatch, if there is a dichotomy, they will contact you, and this could actually delay your loan application from being approved. Okay, and so the thing is, sometimes you have to understand, PenFed is busy. PenFed is busy. Maybe they are experiencing right now an overflow of applications. Yeah. Sometimes PenFed receives more credit cards and loan applications that they can process. Believe it or not, PenFed and NavyFed are great institutions, and they, if you factor in seasonality, sometimes they just have a long queue of applications to underwrite. So this is particularly common after banks and credit unions release, let's say, if they have a new credit products on the market. Okay, so this is really important. So if you are applying, let's say you are applying for a PenFed loan at a very busy time, then they have to actually go through all of the applications and get back to you. The thing that we have seen is that your income is kind of high. So if your income is high and you are in a position where your debt level is low, then your DTI is kind of low, you should be approved faster. So the fact that you're not approved faster means that there is something that is actually reducing your approval odds. This could be your CUR, as I said earlier, or your DTI. Very important. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Studio Kiwi Show. We are still discussing Chad's issue, and Chad B is a 61-year-old male in Rochester, New York, and he's really pissed because he's $37,000 PenFed loan application has been pending forever, and Chad has not told us exactly what ever means, but yeah, he's pissed. Now, Chad, another thing you want to do is make sure that your income is verified. See, the funny thing is that you are making right now $115,000. But I'm sure if you go back to your PenFed records, maybe when you first signed, I just hope that you have updated your income over the years, because God forbid, if you did not update anything, think about in 30 years, like you actually joined the institution in 1988. Think about what kind of income they were working with. It's funny because your income 30 years earlier, 30, 34 years, 35 years earlier, is way lower than what you're making now. So if PenFed has in their records that you were making, say, 35 grand or 40 grand, and you were asking for a $37,000 loan, think about your approval odds. So Chad, what I want you to do here is I want you to update your income information online, over the phone, or at the branch. The bottom line is, for us, based on our experience, it's just a lot better. If you are close to a PenFed branch, please just go to a branch and just make sure that you bring your paperwork. It's not about just saying, I'm making $115,000. Yeah, but what is your W-2? What is your tax return? What are your pay stubs? You got to bring proof so that the rep that you talk to at the branch can really update the system real quick. Okay, and make sure that you don't have too many recent credit inquiries also. Okay, it's always a great idea to wait 3 to 6 months between credit card and loan applications, especially if you don't want to have to wait for lenders such as PenFed to decide whether you are credit risk. Okay, remember, it's not just about how much you're making. It's about your disposable income. Your income is kind of good. You are making 6 digits. That's really good. But PenFed and other lenders, for that matter, is interested in your disposable income, your take-home pay. How much do you have left after you have actually taken care of all of your obligations? Okay, so this is really important. Solution idea number 4, and I've actually touched a little bit upon that through the show. Chad, I want you to bring your ass to the nearest PenFed branch. Seriously. And the funny thing is, we have given you a lot of solution ideas. This is really good, but when you go to a branch, you can just sit and it doesn't matter if it's 1 hour, 2 hours. You got to take the time to actually solve this issue once and for all. So go to a branch and inquire about the loan. You want to inquire about the loan. You want to bring proof of income. I just said that. You want to bring other necessary paperwork. So, for instance, if you were lucky enough to print a copy of your loan application, bring it with you, because maybe your loan application is not even in the system. In other words, there might be a glitch, and you think that the loan application, when you hit the submit button, assuming that you filed electronically, and I think you did, because I think that's what you said. I can't remember what you said, but hey, listen, if you filed electronically, PenFed is not perfect. There are humans there, So if there was a glitch in the system, that means that the system didn't take your loan application in the first place. So when you bring copies, they can see, okay, that this person actually filed a loan application with us. So be ready to collateralize the loan if needed. In other words, what I'm trying to say here is that if PenFed for any reason says, listen, we don't believe that your income level at this time matches the 37 grand that you want to borrow. In other words, it's not the gross income, it's your net income. How much you have, you don't have enough savings with us, whatever, then if they want you to collateralize the loan, do it. If you have the proper collateral, of course. Okay, and speak to a rep and ask about your chances of approval. My whole thing is that when you go to a branch, a PenFed branch for that matter, you increase your chances of approval. Why? Because people can actually put a face onto your application. They see you, they know you, okay? They talk to you. You can ask all questions. You can gather all kinds of intel, so that when you actually decide to apply, you are ready. You are sure that you are going to be approved. So my point here is that maybe you got to be ready to reapply. Okay, you need to file a new application, especially in the first one, the previous one. If they can't find it in the system, then yeah, redo an application. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. So this was the case of Chad B, and we provided a lot of solutions. Just so Chad, if you are listening, and I'm sure that you are listening, you have listened, please feel free to comment below, or you can send us a private email to continue the conversation. Our goal is to make sure that you get your loan approved, because you do have a good financial situation in terms of your income, for example. So yeah, things should be fine for you. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.